Yo guys, good morning-ish. It's not very it's a beautiful day today, but not gonna lie. I woke up a bit emotional today. Um it's definitely a day of mourning. I'm trying not to fucking be super extra here. I literally am a mess. I fucking woke up not too long ago. My nose, oh my god, my nose was bleeding. I don't know what, like, why my nose. Anyways, so rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. Legit, like, pretty sad. I'm crying, clearly. Let me just get the fucking blood off my nose. I don't ever, I didn't know what to name this video. Like, I don't even know. I have the last time I made a video like this was when Chester Bennington died. And it's like, it's so hard for me to talk about in this situation because it hits so close to home. My heart, it's heavy for Nipsey's family, for his kids, for his daughter, for his wife. Like, fuck, dude, why is the world so cruel? And then you gotta remind yourself of the light in the world, and Nipsey was one of them. He wasn't perfect. He made a lot of mistakes in his life, but he grew and he evolved in a way that most of us are striving for, and like, it saddens me to see somebody so real and so fucking just, dude, it's sad. Like, it's unfortunate, but I think the good do die young a lot of the time. I saw a post that just clicked with me, and Nipsey was 33, and that's the Jesus year. That's how old Jesus was when he died, when he was crucified. And I'm not super into religion, but holy fuck, I mean, like, he was on his way to awakening and on his way to enlighten, to share his knowledge with the rest of the world. And I don't know what happened, and maybe, who knows at this point, but I do want to put some fucking respect on this man's name. I hate that there's all these people trying to say it was gang related, whatever, dude. Like, you don't know what the fuck happened. Like, you don't. And so don't put that shit on a man's name when you don't know. Like, you can't assume because of his past that, like, basically when people say, oh, it was gang related, you're saying that he brought it upon himself, basically. Like, no, he fucking didn't. Like, he was doing everything, I wouldn't say right, but like, he was, improving his life. He was growing. He was just not living that life anymore. So for people to just automatically write him off as just as another thug that died the way that basically is expected, it's like, dude, like, that's fucked. That's fucked, man. Like, that hurt me hard because, like, my uncle died. He was murdered at 33. fucking shot dead, like in the middle of the day for who knows what reason. People can, and you know, people will say, oh, like automatically assume that, like, when I say that, like, maybe my uncle was a thug, or he was, you know, reckless, or he was something. And it's like, my uncle was one of the best fucking people I ever knew. And like, maybe, you know, he looked like a thug or whatever. He was a bald dude. You know, he grew up in California. Well, he was from Texas, but also grew up in California around that lifestyle. But like, he was never a fucking, he's a G. He's a fucking G. My uncle is a fucking G. Like, I have so much respect for, you know, for him, but like, you know, in his past, but that was his fucking past. Like, he was living a whole, like, a family, he was a family guy, like, working, he was doing everything fucking right, and he still got fucking shot dead in the middle of the day. Like, you could be doing everything fucking right, you could be doing everything fucking wrong, and still catch a bullet in the middle of the fucking day. It can happen to anybody. So don't fucking forget that. Don't fucking try to be like, oh, well, he's a gangster or he has a past. And that's like, that could happen to fucking anybody. It could happen to you. It could happen to the people that you fucking love. So appreciate what you got. Appreciate the people you've got in your life, because who the fuck knows when they'll be gone. And it's just like, whatever happened, I hope that he gets justice. I hope in my heart that his soul is resting and he has transcended and he is with his ancestors. And that's all you can hope. Like, don't put no bullshit on someone's name when they have fucking, like, I see Nipsey as a martyr. If he was trying to release some information to the masses and he died doing it, I have so much respect. Like, that's not easy to do. Like, he put his life on the line trying to, you know, trying to evolve and unlock some of the secrets of our society. And, you know, and who knows what happened though. Could it have been that? It could have been some fucking asshole who was jealous of his success and of his legacy. Like, you know, it could have been some fucking dumbass little wannabe, you know, gangster. But maybe, but it had nothing to do, I'm sure, with what Nipsey, like, who knows? Like, who knows what the fuck happened? But I just, whatever it was, I just know that the man deserves some fucking respect on his name, whether you were a fan or not. Like, his music, you know, was a very, like, a very staple part of rap. And he brought a whole new element um to music. And and his voice was a strong one and he used it. And that's enough for me to respect somebody's art or somebody's being. Like, I mean, I respect all beings, but you know what I mean. Like, anyways, it just hit close to home for me. You know, I saw the news yesterday while I was at work. um and it just hit me, and I was in shock all day. I was just like, fuck, dude, like, this can't be real. I remember seeing, you know, that he was shot, and then I saw the notification that he died in the hospital, and that shit broke my heart, you know? Like, it's sad, but the thing that I have to keep telling myself is that we cannot get lost in the dark. We can't get lost in those evil energies. Like, my uncle, you know, I think about my uncle and his legacy and everything he brought to the world. And I think I spent too much time being angry and bitter because the world took him away in such a tragic way. But he was a fucking martyr. He's a fucking, he was, dude, it's just eerie. It's eerie the way that some of the greatest people fucking just, they go. And it's like, You know, I see them as warriors. I see them as leaders. I see them as, you know, maybe in a sense they made a sacrifice, you know, to try to bring some change to the world. And we got to respect that. Like it, and we also got to remember people's legacies. You got to remember the good and the bad, but also it's like, you know, like a lot of people, when people die, you want to think about all the good shit that, you know, and it's like that's great, but let's just respect the man. He was a human being, not just an artist. Like, we all make mistakes, we all have our past. Like, just I hate when people die and people try to like, I know that people want answers, and I know that like, and especially like, I know when my uncle died, I wanted answers, and like I was like, you know, like I was searching and searching and searching for answers, you know, day after day, asking my ancestors like, why did this happen? And I don't know, like, we we might not always get those answers, and we got to go on, and we got to remember the good that they brought to the world, and we got to just take that and incorporate into our lives, and just try to share it with the world. Like, you got to lead by their example. I mean, you know, we can't get too fucking boggled down by all the shit that could have or would have happened or should have happened, you know. Like, I don't know. I see a very huge similarity between my uncle and Nipsey. Like, even like just growing up, I mean, my uncle was a huge fan of Nipsey, and I mean, I grew up listening to Snoop and West Coast rap, and you know, and that's where my uncle comes from, and I, you know, I understand what it's like to come from a past that's not the most fucking like, you know, straight and narrow, but that doesn't mean you don't deserve a chance, you know, to be who the fuck you want to be. Your environment is only your fucking environment, and when you transcend that, like, you know, and you can like become more than just your environment, that shit isn't like, that's what makes you such a great fucking like entity and like force in the world, is like. And so for me to see Nipsey do that, and you know, he, like I said, it's not that he was like, oh fuck, like fuck my past. It's just that he evolved past, he evolved beyond his environment, and still had respect for his past and for his upbringing. And it's like, that's why it's like, there's so many people who they get famous, and then they just try to pretend like they didn't have a past, or they try to pretend like there's something they're not. And that's just what happens a lot of the time these days. So it's rare when people are real and raw and just fucking, you know, they just fucking, they don't care, you know, if people fucking shit on them for, you know, for doing what they feel is right, or for fucking fighting for what they believe in. Like, I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna shut the fuck up. I've been ranting for 15 minutes. I just wanted to say some things. I don't know why I came on here. Like, I hate to bring up, you know, a celebrity's name in my own stream. I feel like it's selfish, but I connected so much with Nipsey, like, growing up, and he was a very, you know, important part of my musical just upbringing. And you know, I'm mourning myself. um you know, great loss. um didn't like, you know, and I can, and that's mainly, I'm just fucking feeling the pain for his family. Like, you know, when my uncle died, he left behind two beautiful little little kids and a wife that he been with for, for fucking 15 years, and a career. He was a businessman, a fucking an innovator, a fucking positive light in the world. And I just want to remind everyone to try to illuminate that energy and not let this fucking evil keep you from evolving. You gotta take it, take the anger, take the pain, take the sorrow, and put it into fucking art, put it into work, put it into yourself, put it into whatever the fuck you need to keep going. And I learned that really hard when my uncle died. I mean, that shit broke me, and I struggled really like a lot to evolve from that. But it's been, one of the biggest tools for growth for me personally. And so as I keep seeing, you know, my people, you know, slowly leave this earth, it's hard. I can't find the fucking torch, bro. I was gonna take a dab for Nipsey, and then I realized that my brother fucking came in here and took my torch. I just but yeah, so I'm sorry for getting on here and crying like a fucking but I'm not sorry, because I had a message. I know that it's hard for some like people to even to mourn and to be okay with mourning, because, well, it's vulnerable, and I think that another thing I realized, that when people die, is you don't want to deal with it, you don't want to process it, and that shit sits with you, and it sticks with you, and it fucking eats away at you. So I'm gonna pay my respects, and I just know that fucking that Nipsey was a supreme being, and will be still, leading the way for whatever, entity or energy that he may be with now. And it's like so sad, but I just, you just got to appreciate what we got of them. We got to appreciate the time, because those 33 years are valuable. We can't just discard them, like, especially just because they have a past, you know, a past of maybe some shit that, like, people aren't too fond of, but it's what makes us human. And but it fucking sucks to go out that way. It's fucked up, and nobody deserves that. But I do feel like there is a parallel, between some of those very elevated, supreme beings that end up going out that way. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to explain it. All I know is that this man was evolving and was growing and was going to share so much with the world, like, be it negative or positive. And like, holy shit, dude. Like, I don't know. It just something clicked for me, and it's like I just like I have to like thank, his, just maybe that one like aha, like that one moment that like this morning when I saw that post that like, like 30, like just the year of 33 is like a master year. And like I just, I don't know, it fucking, it clicked for me for whatever reason, for my uncle. um I think that, like I said, the good do die young, unfortunately. And I think that their souls are usually the strongest, I would say. um Thank you, Josh, for tuning in. Mondo, hello. Last night I got home and I fucking straight passed out. So this morning when I woke up, I was just like, fuck, dude, it hit me. And I was just like, man, like, not another one. Another great soul gone. But I wouldn't say gone. I think that he's a bigger force in the world now. And I think that, like, I know a lot of people may not believe in life after death or whatever comes after death, but I think that he is transcended. He has ultimately transcended what is this hell. Like, he did it. Like, he transcended. And I think that his strength and his force is being used by God. And I'm just thankful that we had something like that in this lifetime. And there is this energy. It's like it's a collective thing too. Like, I feel like Nipsey, I think the reason why so many people are so fucking torn, obviously it's tragic the way he left, but also it's like he's just like a voice of a generation of you know what I mean? Like, he's been a voice. So many people relate, so many people connect with his story, so many people, like, just maybe who didn't were able to like to relate, people maybe that didn't go through what he, did, or lived the life he did, but he was able to still connect with the masses and share a life and a story that, like, the mainstream didn't want to hear. you know he's like the two, okay, like, I don't want to say like whatever, he was his own person, but it's like I think of like if Tupac would have lived into his 30s, like, just like what sort of like what he could have done. And I mean, you know it's it's just a fucked up time we live in, though. Like, it's a fucked up place we live in. I mean, it's not even just time, but it's the fucking place. And I think as soon as we realize that this physical world isn't it, that there's more than just this physical realm, and not just some fluffy fucking bullshit heaven alternative, because that's what, like, it's like if this isn't it, then I guess there has to be some fluffy clouds of like perfection in heaven somewhere. And I don't know about that, but I do know that there are energies outside of us that fucking influence the world. And like, just because we can't see them doesn't mean that they're not there. Like, believe me, if you saw that shit, you would probably be a little scared. But anyways, Oh my god, seriously? Dude, for real though, Slauson and Crenshaw has a lot of gentrification bullshit going on. It's fucked up. It's like, all right, let's build, let's grow as a community, but do it for the community, not for the fucking rich. Like, they can build their own shit and like their own fucking resources. I don't know, like, it just pisses me off that. Never mind. I'm not gonna go down that road. If I could talk about gentrification all fucking day. But yeah, I mean, it just, that one hit my heart. It hit my heart. Just like, and you know what? I tried so hard to fight it this morning. And I was like, you know what? I gotta let it, because guess what? Nipsey is teaching me some shit. He is like, his energy, his life, everything is just like giving me all these messages and like lessons and like even just with my own fucking death, you know, well, not my own death, but like my own experiences with death. And it's like, I'm tripping the fuck out. Like, this man is, I've never even met him, and he's gone now, and he's still like working through this fucking matrix of a fucked up world, and like getting people to like wake up a little bit and be like, yo, like, fucking open your mind. And like, dude, if this doesn't, I don't know, if this doesn't fucking light a fire under some people's asses. And mainly, I would say those people that are so fucking stuck in their own world, that are so fucking ungrateful for what they have. And I've been one of those people. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, but I think, I don't know, for me, like, you know, I have my own struggles, my own pain, but ultimately, I'm still here and I still have a chance to work through it and to come out on the other side and hopefully be the evolved human being that I want to be. And like, we don't realize, like, every day we're here, it's a chance. We've got a chance to do something. Like, I don't know. It's taken me a long time to think that way. Um, like I said, after my uncle died, I think I spent a lot of time just being angry and bitter and sad and depressed and just like fucking just in that. And I mean, like, I can't say like, oh, I don't know. I think we all have to go through certain shit, you know, and we all deal with death in our own way, but like, fuck, dude. I think, well, I mean, I like, I've dealt with death before in my own life, but I think that one was a little like, well, no, it was really tragic the way it happened, and so I didn't know how to deal with that. But I think, you know, I grew a lot as a person, and while I fell hard, I think, you know, I also fucking overcame a lot. And I think I even before my uncle died, even before like I lost some of the closest people to me, I was really depressed. I was really fucking just in, I was always like in pain and like just, I don't know how to explain it, just a very fucking sad, angry, pessimistic person. Like, and I had many reasons to be, but like, how do I don't even know how to explain it. Like, literally, that's how I was living my life a lot of the time. As much as I was trying, don't get me wrong. Like, I tried very hard, and I don't give myself enough credit for like how much I've evolved. But like, that's the thing, is that I'm so fucking hard on myself. I can dwell in the negative sometimes, and it's just like, dude, like, so much has gone wrong in my life, but there's so much that has gone right, and there's so much that I have done. And like, it's taken me so long to even talk about myself in this way, to even be like, yeah, like, I overcame that shit. Like, I can do the fucking impossible, or I can, like, you know what I mean? And it's like, I think a lot of us don't fucking talk to ourselves in a very positive way. And like, I think it takes a lot of fucking time and patience, but like, it's just, it starts with our thoughts. It really does. It starts with what we tell ourselves, and what we believe we can and can't do. And I just know that that death for me, I mean, it really just completely turned my whole fucking life upside down. And like, you know, while I may have, I fucking crashed and I burned, and then I fucking rose from the ashes, and it has been like a constant of that. But um that shit shook me. That shook me, and it, like, my uncle's death really did shake me to my fucking core, and it forced me to appreciate life in a way that I have never appreciated life before. Like, the little things, you know, the fucking, just me being here on YouTube, the fact that I have the luxuries that I do, like, I get to fucking take this fat dab and like talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about. Like, there's so much to be grateful for. And yeah, I don't know. I just, that's really just what I wanted to say. Just, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for, you know, for what I have, and I'm grateful for still fucking being here, as much as fucking sometimes this existence can be fucking terrible. But we can fucking be here to try to make it better for each other. Like, I don't understand why people are so fucking evil sometimes. But rest in peace, Nipsey. Um, you know, my condolences to his family. And I don't know, like, fuck, I wanted to say a prayer, but I suck at doing shit like that. Not even, I don't, you know, this is my prayer. This was my gratitude. This is, you know, and it's might be selfish, but yeah, I fucking feel the impact that he had on my life in music and in a personal level. Like, I'm just grateful for that man's existence, because even just now, like, I'm realizing things about my own life, and it's making me, as sad as I am, like, I'm crying. I'm just like, holy fuck, dude. Like, my perspective is changing so much, and I'm just eternally grateful for the lessons that I'm getting right now. Like, I don't know. It's intense. It's fucking intense. You have a great day. Thank you. All right. Sorry, cut out. Oh. Well, I said a lot more than I thought I would. Not gonna lie, this fucking Mercury retrograde has whooped my ass. I'm quite the emotional, and I'm like, person. I'm like, fuck, I can't even finish my sentences right now. I'm quite the emotional, I would say, you know, for obviously many reasons in this situation. Like, but outside of this, fucking tragedy, the outside fucking energy, I don't know, it's just fucking intense right now in the world. Like, we're going into Aries, and it's like that get your shit together energy, and everything is feeling just a little bit more intense for me these days. And I'm just trying to let it happen instead of being like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. But if you need to cry, cry, man. Like, even if, okay, like, in the recent years, we've lost a lot. I would say we've lost a lot of fucking amazing artists in most tragic ways. I think we all, I mean, it's always kind of, I mean, it's always been a thing, but for me, losing my people like in my generation, um it's fucking rough, dude. Like, it's scary. And not just famous people, but like when you just see like the people around you just fucking dying. Like, it's hard not to get fucking sad, dude. It's hard not to let that shit get to you. Like, yeah. But I'm realizing that the best way that we can pay our respects to those people that we've lost is to continue to live on, and to really genuinely just carry their energy, and not even the energy that of their evolved energy, because now they're evolved, their spirit has evolved, and it's like the best that it like has ever been. And it's like, for me personally, my uncle and my cousin, they're my biggest guides. And you don't have to be a fucking empath or believe in God to connect with your lost loved ones, or to um, energies. I feel like, forces in the world that you believe are um, that you connect with. I mean, here's the thing: is like with religion, the thing that I don't like about religion is that they a lot of the time push the idea that they're right about whatever it is that they believe. And it's like, okay, yes, because when you have to believe something, if you believe something, you have to believe it, like, really, to the fucking ends of the earth, or whatever they're like, you know, like anyone who is like half-assed believing anything, it's there, what's the fucking point, you know? So I understand why people are so like, well, I believe this, I believe this, I believe this. That's fine. Believe that. But I'm the kind of person too that doesn't stop questioning what I believe and why. And I think that's something that we should all fucking do, but we get stuck in our ways, and sometimes we it's possible that we have forced ourselves to believe that we are fucking sick or unable or limited. And believe me, I fucking know limited, or feeling that, or feeling like you're fucking trying to create something out of nothing. And, like, be it you're fucking broke or physically uh, limited, whatever it is. I just, I don't know. I'm just, you gotta realize that you gotta believe. I'm realizing that I gotta just fucking believe. If there's anything I'm gonna fucking believe in, it's gotta be myself. And that I can fucking do anything that I set my mind to. And anything that serves my purpose and my soul's purpose and what I feel, and it's like, it's very selfish, but I mean, in the end, if you're doing everything with a good intention and with light in your heart, whether it's fucking backed by God or Buddha or motherfucking mermaids like me. When people ask me what I believe in, I'm like, I believe in fucking mermaids. Um, and I'm fucking serious. Like, I really believe that mermaids are a force in the world, and people find I laugh, but whatever, man. Whatever the fuck you have to believe in to not be a piece of shit and like good for you, But whatever, whether you believe in God or not, dude. Like, I just fucking like just try to be a decent fucking human in the world. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I understand anger, but fuck, dude. Like, there's so many ways to get your anger out, and I'm realizing that myself. Like, I have a lot of anger, and sometimes I let that shit fucking fuel me, and not the most positive ways. Like, not okay. Here's the thing: is anger can be a big fucking fuel for for creativity, for um just like for fucking literally anything. And it's like we just put it towards the wrong things, and we take it out in the fucking most destructive ways, when there are healthy ways to deal with anger, and it doesn't have to be fucking painting a rainbow. But you know I've written a lot of angry fucking poems and stories, and I've probably came on here and gone on a lot of angry rants. But but it's not even just like what we always think. I mean, especially for women, um I think that we kind of are conditioned not to like naturally try to deal with our anger in a physical way. I think, like even martial arts and stuff like that can be a little damaging sometimes, obviously, to the body, and it's a very demanding thing. If or it can be if you like if you don't take care of yourself. Um, but everything's about balance, and that's what it teaches. And um, honestly, I've been thinking about it a lot, and it's like I've always told myself, like even now because I have a lot of physical problems that I couldn't. My hair is a mess. That I couldn't like do any martial arts because of my physical limitations, and I'm just like I need to stop telling myself that I can't do these types of things. Like I remember being, I think when I was like 8, I I was in karate for a little while. Like I remember signing up for it and spending my afternoons just like trying to learn karate. So it's like I know that that desire and that will and that like passion is there, but I think even for women, we're always told, like, don't be angry. Like, you need to just fucking smile. And I guess maybe you can cry a bit, but how dare you be angry? Like, that's a man's thing. Or that's like, that's a man's job. Like, let us be angry. And it's just so toxic and it creates such a fucked up imbalance between in our world that now we have all of these sad fucking women who feel weak and who feel fucking like they can't do anything, and then we have all these fucking angry ass men who also feel the same but instead are running around with fucking guns and knives to fucking deal with it, like if that's gonna make them feel powerful and fucking almighty. And it's just like, dude, like let's let women punch things in a healthy way, and let's let guys fucking cry. And like I don't know, man, like fuck, dude, I don't know. And like I just think that a lot of our problems as a society is just the way we fucking condition ourselves to think that we can't or that we should do things this really fucked up way that we've been doing them for like what, 400 years at least. I mean, since probably a lot longer. I mean, the patriarchy is kind of created a really toxic fucking world. And it's not to say that only men commit violent crimes. Um, it's not. Women do too. But I mean, we like, obviously, we all fucking have the ability to fucking, whatever, to be terrible. Like, we all, it doesn't come down to gender, but we make it about gender. And that's the most frustrating thing. So now that we have made it about gender, we have to fucking deal with it in that way, because that's the way we perceive things. I don't know, it's so fucked, right? Like, I hate it when people just uh bring people, or I guess like uh blame people, or how to explain it, fuck, reduce people down to like their gender or whatever, or their fucking race. But we also have to understand why we do that, and that there's like a bigger power structure at force. And when we realize that, we realize that we're like essentially being set up to destroy ourselves so that they like don't have to, so they can just like sit back and do whatever the fuck they want and get away with it while everybody else is just fucking sad and fucking dying and shit, like shit's just falling apart like down here, you know? I feel the energy just left and right. I don't know, like I feel it, and it's like we're all just sort of like I don't know how to explain it, but like I think we're all fucking fed up with all these terrible things happening, but we don't know what to do about it. What do we fucking do? That's what I'm where I'm at this point. Like, what do we do with this, and how are we gonna fucking try to actually change this shit? Everything from so-called gang violence, which the way that mass society or the masses perceive that is totally wrong. Um, and how we fucking deal with like mass shootings, especially. Like, that's another thing that we're just kind of like sitting around hoping just fixes itself. Like, fuck, dude. I'm tired of fucking just being sad. Because sadness serves its purpose. But I think anger does serve, and it helps you actually act on it. But like I said, what the fuck are we doing to deal with it? We have to find a balance. We can light candles and we can say prayers. But if that's all we do, where the fucking, like, really realistically, like, where the fuck do we think we're gonna go? Like, nothing's gonna really change, okay? I love crystals, I love candles, I love rocks, I love all of that type of shit. I mean, I think they're helpful tools, but we've got to intentionally put our energy into it for it to work. Otherwise, we're just feeding it bullshit. And it's just like any other fucking object that carries, honestly, like in most objects, how do you explain it? Like, you know, like wood especially has an energy of fucking pain. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I mean, fucking, you know, we took a tree, we cut it down, we fucking manufactured it and molded it into something that we can use. Like, it's so selfish and capitalistic. So it's like there's a lot of things that carry that type of energy. We do that with literally everything, but especially like wooden stuff and things that came from live material. If you think about it, trees are technically, I mean, they're living, you know, and I think that have their own consciousness. But anyways, those are some very like Eastern beliefs, and it's not something that we widely believe as a society collectively. So we continue to just destroy shit and destroy and fucking kill each other. Because regardless if there's God or not, there's an energy in fucking everything, and what we do to other entities does come back to you in some way or another. Um, it's very entitled to think that you can just destroy something that you didn't create, something that does not just belong to you, and not see the fucking repercussions for it. Like, and I'm not just talking about jail and what you'll and capital punishment. Like, that's fucking, that's nothing compared to what I think that, whether you feel the guilt or not, you're fucking, like, I don't understand how people can think that they'll get away with it and not feel the, like, fucking pain, and I don't even know, like, it's fucked up. I don't understand. I'm like, I don't get how people can be so fucking heartless and so evil. I'm like, I try to understand, but I just can't. Like, I think I've seen a lot of serial killer documentaries and murder shows to try to understand how people could do this shit. And it fucking beats me, dude. I don't fucking understand it. And that's why what I'm realizing, though, it's that it's just like this one force of just like, and just like, it's almost like it gives people the ability to be so fucking selfish and basically not have remorse for anything they do. And it has the ability to do that to, I think, to pretty much anybody. So I don't think that, um, I don't think that we're anybody's like inherently evil. Because when we think that, we just blame it on, oh, fuck, dude, like, we just blame it on, oh, well, that dude is just a fucked up guy. And it's like, I think our environment honestly creates a lot of it. And if we continue to fucking refuse to acknowledge that and just blame it on some fucking red guy with horns, like, nothing's gonna ever fucking change. But I think that there is a huge collective of people who are saying, fuck that, fuck all of that, and let's fucking change shit. Let's start by changing the way we think, therefore changing the way we live, therefore changing the fucking society that we live in. Like, I used to think it was so impossible to change the world. And I used to try to do so much, and it's like, not that that's bad or anything, but we sometimes we overwhelm ourselves in thinking that it's so impossible, that, like, it takes this grand giant thing to, or like a lot of money or a lot of power or a lot of this or a lot of that to fucking change the world. And it just doesn't work that way. um I realize that now. I mean, But yeah, we do have to start changing the way we fucking think and the way that we live day to day, the way that we, yeah, the way that we treat other people. I mean, first of all, we fucking need to learn how to deal with anger in our society. Fuck, dude. Exactly, Michael. And that's exactly what I, I want to focus on. Um, I think we should sit with the sadness. I think we should sit with the anger and let's fucking use it in a positive way to help other people and to help ourselves. Like, fuck. um, that's the least we could do. I think, it's just to realize that I guess we feel the fucking problem sometimes. Um, the way we raise our children, the way we fucking treat our, all of that stuff, it matters. And like my little brother, um, sometimes my parents tell him like not to cry or whatever, and I'm just like, you know, let him cry. Fuck. Um, Obviously, it's one thing to cry, it's another thing to throw a fit and start screaming and throwing shit, which is not okay. I think if we started as kids, you know, just taught how to deal with, because a lot of the time we don't realize that a lot of this shit does come from the way we're raised. Like, it's that simple. Um, yeah, I don't know, like, or we realize it, but we just don't know how to change it, I think. Because a lot of us are like, well, that's just how I was raised. But then we don't fucking do anything to change it. Or we try and then we fail and then we fucking get depressed and give up. And I know that I've done that many times. And I just keep fucking trying. Like, and it's so much harder than it sounds. But, like, I do think that it gets easier. The, I mean, that doesn't sometimes. I mean, you get thrown some shit that you don't know how to deal with. But the more you grow, the more you have to use, in like, it's really what you choose to, who and what you choose to allow in your life. Because the more that you blame like the other people or that you fucking focus on like the reasons why you fucking can't, like you're literally setting your own self up at that point. But I do understand mental health and I do understand how depression fucks with you. Um, not just depression, but other, mental health issues that um, are very hard to deal with. And when there's certain things that happen, like for me, um can be triggering of, like PTSD and stuff like that. Um, but I'm learning how to deal with it. And I'm just practicing tools that are fucking the most simple things, but are so helpful, and they're so like they're way more healthy than I've dealt with my shit in the past. And that's the fucking best I can fucking, at least, that's something, dude. Like I've I've really, like, I know I have been a very angry person, and but what I'm another thing that I really do like believe is anger is super valuable, and we shouldn't just repress it either. And we shouldn't just blow it off, because that's energy that you can, it's fuel, it's, think of it as fuel. Like, fuck. I just thought of another time when I was super angry, so angry, and this was like back in fucking middle school. And I was like, it was, I mean, I was a little kid at the time, but I remember being, it was a combination of being, oh shit, see, all of a sudden, my throat, and a lot of that is too, is if we just talked about our shit and those, some of those stories that kind of haunt us. Um, I think that can help, that helps a lot. But anyway, so this, at this time, I was being bullied by a lot of people, a lot of girls, guys as well, many guys actually. Um, and it made me super aggressive. At first, I was super, super like, before this, I was very shy. I was afraid to stand up for myself. I was afraid to defend myself. I was afraid to, I don't know, to like, like speak up for myself and shit like that. I was super, super like quiet, and just, I did, like when these people were fucking with me, um at first, I would just like let it happen. And I know that not everybody has that sort of energy to, and so not everybody, like I said, for me, I turned angry, and a lot of people do after being bullied for however long, and it starts affecting everything around you. And it's not just being bullied, it's like, you're going through, I was going through my own things as a kid. Like, I was basically about to hit puberty, and like, you know um kind of, things were kind of like, flashbacks were happening for me, and there's stuff on top of being bullied at school. So anyways, so I was being bullied at school, and I had a boyfriend, and he had just like dumped me for some other girl, and it was super embarrassing, and like, all these girls were making fun of me, and like, were basically like celebrating because they had finally succeeded at like basically taking this guy from me, and then fucking proceeded to physically like do shit to me. Like, they would throw shit at me. They would fucking, this one girl tried spitting on me, and I almost, that's when, after that, like, so this one girl tried spitting on me, and I like, at that point I was still really like afraid, and I was so mad. That fueled the anger, right? And then this fucking girl tried throwing a block of ice at me, and that was, an like, I was just done. Like, I was done. I was like, fucking mock me, fucking talk shit about me, start rumors, take some petty ass guy. I don't give a fuck. But don't you fucking, like, dude, that was just like, that was enough. Like, that pissed me off so fucking much that, like, I became almost, more like overly aggressive, especially because guys started fucking with me too after this, because then the girls were afraid to fuck with me, basically, because I took that fucking chunk of ice and I threw it at the bitch's face from like across the hall. Okay, I was leaving school. Okay, I was completely off guard. And this is fucked up because if this piece of ice hit me in the back of the head, I could have fucking been knocked out, dude. Like, it could have been bad. And this bitch fucking full force from like fucking way down the hallway throws it at me and fucking misses. And I pick up the ice and I fucking turn around and I throw it at her face and she just fucking squeals. And yeah, bitch had a fucking thing on her face, like she had her fucking face was swollen, it was bruised. Like, it was because that fucking piece of ice was fucking big. Like, and I was completely unaware. Like, I'm walking out of school, I'm getting ready to go on a spring or winter break, and you know I'm just like do whatever, and like this bitch is coming for me. And like after that, dude, this girl stopped fucking with me because like I fucked that girl's face up first of all, and then da da da, and then so they started trying to send these um like these fucking guys to fuck with me, you know? And so I remember getting into it with the guy, whatever. But this day I had to take this, there's a shitload of stuff that was happening. Like, this stuff had just happened. And then the next day I had to take a test. Or that same day, like that I think that this dude dumped me, whatever. I had to take a fucking test, like exams and whatever. And I literally fucking did better than anybody in that fucking class. I was so fucking destroyed by being like physically, emotionally, and like being heartbroken and just being fucked up. And I'm like this little fucking kid, right? And so I know it's like really over dramatic or whatever when we talk about things when we're little kids or teenagers, or that's what adults tell us, right? But that was fucking rough, And so I could have fucking, you know, given up, but like in or like I could have let the sadness sort of just like, you know, fucking eat me up, but I was fucking angry. I was angry and I wasn't going to let these fucking shitty ass kids, like at the very least I fucking started standing up for myself. And and then after that I started getting in trouble because like physical altercations or whatever. And but I wasn't gonna fucking let these people fucking up, dude. Like, it wasn't gonna happen. um I'd been fucked with up until that point in my life, and legitimately after that, I mean, I went to, I moved schools because I fucking hated that place. And even then, like, people still tried to fuck with me, but not as much because I had, overcome that first of all. And then I just had a different energy about me that was like, like more, it was, I know that's why it's gonna sound bad when I say that anger and aggression can be obviously tools to protect yourself. Obviously, they can be useful, but you can't fucking just start going and beating people up and fucking people with people's lives because you're angry that other people fucked with you. Like, that's a lot of what how bullies are fucking created. And it's so fucked up and like twisted because I mean, what the fuck? It's so dumb because it's like a lot of bullies take out their fucking anger, or bully, not just bullies, but terrible fucking angry shitty people are people that have been hurt, people that have been fucking taken advantage of physically, whatever, emotionally, and and they just don't fucking, and instead of dealing with it, they just fucking go around and take it out on other people. Like, it's so fucked up because it's like, not we may not have the opportunity to basically defend ourselves in every situation, right? Like, especially when we're kids and shit happens to us, like, we don't always have the knowledge, the tools, or the strength to defend ourselves. So with that shit, that's a lot of people carry that with them, right? And like, um, you know, it's harder to deal with those things because you're so out of control. And you couldn't have done any, not really couldn't have done anything to change that. Um, in a lot of situations, especially when it comes to sexual assault and stuff like that. Um, we can't control other people's actions. But, I mean, the way that we deal with it, though, a lot of the time we either self destruct or we destroy others. And I self destructed, dealing, with that type of shit. And I'm not gonna say one is better than the other. I think they're both really fucking terrible. Um, I'm no fucking saint. I think that as I sit here, I realize that some of the worst things that I've ever done are towards myself. And that's really fucking hard to admit, right? But it's the truth. And like, maybe okay, I've done some shitty things to other people. Like, duh, we all have. But like I said, some of the most fucked up things that I've ever done are literally to my own self. And what the fuck do you do about that? You know what I mean? Like, you forgive yourself. You fucking just forgive yourself. And you forgive what other fucking person that harmed you, regardless if they deserve it or not. You don't have to forgive like, I don't know how to explain it. It's not of like giving them forgiveness, but it's just, you have to have forgiveness in your heart. Just point blank. Like, it doesn't have to be like, because even especially with sexual assault, like, you don't have to fucking ever like speak to that person or give them anything. You fucking, it's your choice to deal with that, however you want, however, like, or whatever the fuck, death, fucking, you know abuse, all of that. Like, you have the right to deal with it however you want. Nobody can tell you really that, like, that, like, you're wrong. I mean, you might be fucking wrong, right? But you're the one that has to own up to it. You know what I mean? Like, it's so hard to say because it's like, obviously, you're fucking wrong. But it doesn't matter how many people tell you that you're wrong. Like, nothing's gonna ever change until you realize that, like, you're not dealing with that shit in the healthiest way. Once you realize that, you can start to change it. And like, some of us are conditioned to not to deal with things in a certain way. And but we're not limited to that. We're not fucking stuck. Like, I know I felt stuck for a long time in my fucking own ways. Like, just these cycles that you repeat. And I'm sure I'll fucking repeat them. And it's just it'll evolve. We repeat, there's these cycles that we're going to continuously go through, but it's a lesson that we have to just keep fucking learning. I don't know, like it's it's fucked sometimes. It feels fucked, right? It feels fucking like, damn, I thought I learned that already. I thought I fucking learned my lesson. Or like, you know what I mean? You get caught off guard and like you're just like, fuck. They got me. Like it got me, and it's fine to be like angry at the situation when it happens, and then you fucking deal with you address the anger with the person that, that whatever, maybe if there's a person involved or maybe there isn't, whatever, and then you move on. Like we just fucking let that shit fester so much that it it's not. It creates just these adult bullies that like we go around and we're just fucking pissed and we shit on everyone and we shit on ourselves. And even if we think we're trying, like you know as a society we're so negative and we tell ourselves so much negative shit that it's so hard to break those cycles and those those like beliefs or whatever, like just all of those things that come with gender and race and fucking all of that bullshit, like none of that matters. It does matter in this society, obviously, but it we should be working towards it not. And the more we can be like, all right, so that is, and this is probably why I kind of struggled with sociology a bit, because it's one thing to study patterns, it's one thing to study history. However, we gotta try to create new things. Like, just like I'm sitting here thinking about my past and like thinking about how all of this stuff works together and how I know it's influenced my life and how it fucking all of that. But like for once I'm like, how are we gonna, I feel like we are finally giving ourselves the power to change so much um about ourselves and about our world. Like, yeah, that's honestly all I have to say. Just believe in yourself, guys. Stay strong. Keep believing in light energy. As much as shit gets dark, as hard as things get, we lose people and fucking tragic things happen, and it's okay to fucking cry. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to fucking just be sad. But we gotta move forward afterwards, because god damn it, I refuse to roll over, and I need to remind myself of that type of shit. Like, I'm just, there's so much shit I think that we go through as kids that fucks us up, right? But we gotta remember that inner child, like all of those things about us as kids, like our resiliency, our ability to like create things out of nothing. I mean, I remember making mud pies and fucking, you know, playing with rocks and just and sticks and shit, like, and it being the most awesome thing ever. Like, um we don't do that anymore, you know, we don't do that enough, even as kids. uh Especially kids now, I think, you know, have way more stimulating things that they want to do. But um you know, I was watching my little brother play the other day when he thought he wasn't being watched, and I was like, ooh, the psychologist in me, like, fucking watching my little brother. And I was just laughing, but also then I was like, holy shit, I had some deep ass realizations about the inner child, and I was just like, dude, like, this is intense. This energy is intense. But okay, before I go, this was a long ass stream, very unexpected, super intense, super emotional. Got me thinking about a lot. But the last thing I wanted, there's one thing I did want to say, um, like, just something that's like, it touched my heart, and super, yeah. But like, my little brother, you know, was playing in the backyard, and like, he was, I saw him, he was playing with this like toy screwdriver or something, um, like a tool, like he has a little toolkit, and he was like sticking it in the ground, and then like digging, you know, and then like made a little mound, and then he would like run around and then destroy it. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, you know, and then he would just run back right away and just build it again. And like, he'd build it a little bigger. And then he'd fucking, you know, either he'd stick something, a stick in there or whatever, and he'd destroy it. And like, he would just, you know, and he'd go back and he'd just add more dirt, and then he'd start, and then eventually he left the fucking screwdriver thing in the dirt and started building around that, and was just making, you know, he would just run around and just like destroy it, and then he would build it bigger and just bigger. And it was just like, holy fuck, dude, like, that is one of the most beautiful things about children, is like, I don't know, about not just kids, but like life, you know? It's just the way I see that is like, we build shit, you know, and it serves a purpose, and we fucking destroy it, and we build something bigger and better, and 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 stronger even, you know, and smarter. And it's just like, you know, we get creative and we start building new things, and it's just like, and sometimes we fucking, and then and it gets destroyed, or someone destroys it, or we destroy it, or it's just, it fucking falls apart, and then we are fucking so defeated by it that we just give up. And like, you know, and my little brother, like, he would literally build this and immediately run around and destroy it, and then immediately just start building it again, and just, you know, and it's like, poof, mind blown. Anyways, that was, I don't know if that'll make, I know it makes sense or whatever, but I don't know, I hope that resonates with somebody. um there's a lot of patience involved in that, and I realize that my patience can run thin a lot of the time. I think especially in this day and age, we want everything to just happen like super fast, you know, just fucking that microwave society. But yeah, there's all of, fuck, dude, I really needed to just fucking, there's all these messages that I had been thinking of and that I've been receiving, and I knew I had to, I guess, put them out there. Um, and so, yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate, like, everything that's happened with Nipsey. And sorry, I kind of got off track. Um, definitely got off track for a lot of the time. But I hope that it all ties together somehow, and that, like, basically, a lot of these thoughts and the way that I'm thinking it is inspired by the energy that is Nipsey. Like, I don't know how else to explain that, but um fuck, dude, I just so much respect for the way that man thinks, and his ideas, and just like um his ability to use his voice. Like, I've always been a very vocal person, and I think I fucking forgot how to use my voice for a while. And like, so I'm just starting to be able to put some of this shit into words. And I want to share it with, at least, with someone, because I think it's important. Even if you don't agree with me, it's like, we all see things differently. But um I think when we're inspired by others and how they express what they think and shit, like, you know do this, not the same, we can only do us, is the thing. It's like, so as we lose people, we just, especially people that fucking have influenced us, I think, especially before they're gone, let's fucking take that inspiration and like, and like put it into our own lives, and use it as fuel as well, to live our day-to-day life just in the most authentic way or whatever. Because I know for me, I like to fucking talk. I don't always like it, but I fucking talk a lot because there's a lot for me to say. And I fucking I draw a lot of inspiration from, maybe some of the stuff I talk about isn't the most like artsy type shit, but a lot of my inspiration does come from like really outspoken people, and artists that not only are artists, but they're also just, they're fucking thinking about the world, and they're like, you know even politically or socially, like, trying to be involved in shit like that. Like, that's the shit I like. um and and not a lot of people do that. So um you know all I can do is just be like, you know what, that's a fucking that's a legend if I've ever fucking known one. You fucking, and it's not just like, you don't that's the thing, is that we have this like weird, like, god complex with celebrities and stuff. It's not like you're like, oh my god, like, they're so much better than me or whatever. It's just like, relate, connect, fucking try to inspire people in your own way. Try to fucking create in your own way. Maybe you're not an artist, maybe you're not fucking creative artistically, but fucking literally find something that makes you happy, that makes you passionate, that you fucking feel like is important, whether it be fucking, you know, painting, or something, or math, like, whatever. Um, That's the shit that's gonna get you where you want to be. That's what's gonna fuel you ultimately. Um, I think that's that's a huge for me. That's a huge thing that I want to continue to do as an artist is try to use my art and my voice in a useful way, in a very intentional way, and hope that hope like that inspires other people to do that in their own way, you know? And that's all that we can really do as people is just live our most authentic selves, realize, that maybe even if we're fucking sad as shit and we've had a really fucked up life, we still have a chance. And we gotta find those lights and those things that make us happy in some way, whether, it be art or music or fucking whatever. Um, but man, this straw's broken. But anyways, I'm gonna go because I've been talking for a long time. And it's 11:11 in Colorado currently. So, yeah, I mean, and that's the thing is like, uh, hi, Mr. Slowski. What's up, nice guy? Hi, Silent Wolf. If you hate your life, you have the power to change it. And even if it feels like that shit is impossible, or, you know, like you've tried so hard and it just you can't, you just fucking have to believe that you can, dude. Like you have to. If there's anything you believe in, it has to be yourself. Like it has to be. Like fuck all of those societal fucking things, dude. Even money. I know that that stuff matters in this world, but once you stop letting that shit control you, you're able to change that stuff. I mean, your health, maybe you can't always fix your health. Maybe you can't always fucking just up and move and fucking change your whole life right away, but you can start. I mean, my life is fucking, I mean, we're all different, but my life is way different than it was a year ago, you know? And I fucking hated my life. And I was clinging on to something that was toxic and it was fucking ruining me. And if I would have fucking stayed in that, I would have been fucking miserable and the same person, the same sad person that I had been. It took a lot to change those things. I mean, it takes a lot to change things, but as long as you're trying and as long as you're staying, just keep your head up and just like fucking keep trying and like fuck dude, I know even I mean, I was feeling a little defeated, the other day. And I'm just like, fuck dude, you just gotta get up and keep on going, You just like you remember as a kid, like falling off your bike, you'd probably, if it hurt, you fucking cried, scream a little bit, and you'd get back on the fucking bike and you'd keep going. I mean, I know I did. I remember falling off my bike a million times. Did I ever stop riding a bike though? I mean, no. I maybe like now I don't ride bikes as often, but I still enjoy it and I'll still do it. But it's like, you know, maybe you need to get a better seat for the bike. Maybe you need to fucking get some new tires. Like maybe you need to fucking get some better handlebars. I don't fucking know, but you can you can do that shit, you know? Like, you can't wait for some grand, huge thing, or you can, but it's gonna fucking be so much harder, to the longer you wait, the longer you wait, it just gets harder to fucking break out of those habits and those cycles and those fucking things that we think we're forced to be in. Like, I know that's so fucking preachy, and and I sometimes I'm like, I hear myself and I'm just like, oh, shut the fuck up. Like, anybody that's like you, that was like you, is probably annoyed with you because, like, I get it. I get it. Okay, this is coming from like a really pessimistic, super sarcastic, super fucking, like, just, you know what I mean? So, um, I used to hear this type of shit and it used to kind of piss me off. And I'd be like, but I was sitting in it, I was just like, I was stubborn as fuck. So sometimes we're a little fucking stubborn and we get too comfortable in our own shit, you know. I have an S9 Plus right now. I don't have an S10 yet. But the S9 camera is pretty good. And I have a Canon something, but um I can't remember what type of Canon. It's not that great of a camera, to be honest. Um I don't have the best equipment, but this phone is honestly pretty good. Um yeah, trying. Yeah, dude, if that's something that, like, you need to do, and that would help your environment, because remember, our environments, they do shape us. We could be, and I mean, it's like, we could even be the most evolved and shield ourselves from some of the bullshit if we live in a shitty environment, but um it's going to be constant. You're going to be drained. You're going to be constantly trying to combat the people around you and just like defend your energy. And so if you're living with people like your family that are always demanding of you, and they're always fucking putting you down, and they're always stressing you out, like, it's not going to allow you to fully, like, be your best. I mean, at the end of the day, you can try, and once you learn how to navigate that, and like, you learn how to sort of separate yourself from feeling so fucking charged by sort of like your living, how to explain, like, it sucks, right? Because I've been in a lot of living situations that are super super terrible, and I had to adapt a little bit. I had to sort of make up a new game plan, and then, you know, and adapt again. And so it's like, you can adapt, but doesn't mean you have to fucking put up with the shit, or that you should tell yourself, well, this is like, that this is like all you can really, that all you can do is put up with it. So yes, you can learn how to adapt, you can learn how to deal with the situation better, but always know that if you know that it's not a good environment, don't set yourself up to be stuck there. Like, I know that, getting out on your own is so fucking hard, and that's currently what I'm working at. And I swear to God, it's like chipping away at ice. I'm working my ass off to try to be independent and stuff. And it's hard, and I've had to make some sacrifices, and I've had to fucking live, in some places that were really rough. But ultimately, like, when it was too toxic, whether it be my family, whether it be friends, if it was time to go, it's time to go. Like, you gotta tell yourself that you deserve better, because I think a lot of it stems from you feeling like you don't deserve better, and like you're obligated to as well with family. Um but it also comes down to like how deserving you feel of like being in an environment that's, that like nurtures your fucking existence, not just nurtures it but helps you grow. And I think, every situation teaches us something, though. I mean, like, currently, I've had to move back home, and it's fucking rough, but, and I'm not gonna, I can't live here forever, I mean, I can't live here for fucking, too long. But, you know, I decided I'm gonna give myself a year. I'm gonna give myself a good fucking year to work my ass off, to, I mean, see, and I didn't have to come back home, is the thing. I could have lived anywhere else. I could have been living in my own apartment in some other fucking city or in this one, but I'm choosing to do things differently. I'm choosing to make some sacrifices and try to do the best with what I've got. And so definitely do that, but a lot of the time, like, you know I get down on myself because I'm living with my parents, and I hate not having my own fucking place, because I was so used to it for 5 years. I was on my own. I didn't have to answer to no one. Fucking did whatever the fuck I wanted. I mean, like, a whole different life, man, a whole fucking different life. And it's super weird for me to be here, because obviously I have to be super respectful of my parents, and da 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 da. I still do essentially whatever the fuck I want, but I'm living a completely different lifestyle. And not to throw any shade on any versions or any things that I've done in my past, anything on the internet included. I don't pretend to be a fucking saint. Um, Even as I evolve and I start to focus on more spiritual shit, and and some sort of, I guess, more like things of substance and shit. I mean, not that I mean, but you see, like, I I learned a lot from being in in the sex industry or whatever. And I have so much respect for women in that world. And so, I just, and I don't have any, shame in being in that world. I think that it gives me a little bit more knowledge and relating and helping other women um that have been in that world. um but I am evolving, and I am trying to really gear my life um towards trying to be independent, and trying to focus on like like growing as a person and shit. Like, and I think that doing that was definitely a part of it. um it's still a part of my life in a lot of ways. Like, I still, like I've said before, like, I've talked to a lot of um SWers or whatever. I don't. I guess I'm already demonetized. Sex workers. Um, and I don't know. Like I think that I connect with a lot of them, and I don't know, like just a good friend to a lot of um different women in the industry, and I feel like to me that's good enough. Like I don't need to be the center of attention. In fact, I would like to work in that world still, but be somebody of support and more of an advocate for like, sex workers' rights and shit like that. Um, that's kind of, what I mean, that's always been something that I've not just sex workers, but like sex ed and us taking control of our bodies and our health and shit. Like, that's been something that I have been fucking an activist of since I was a fucking teenager. Um, so I'm just trying to reconnect with a lot of my passions and and pushing them in a way, like pushing them forward in a way that I know can grow and can have longevity and can like ultimately still feed my soul. Um, because fuck, dude, like that stuff is cool. I think being a model and like, you know, just like, whatever, a cam model, whatever, all that stuff is, it is, it's fun and it has its own like energy to it that's freeing and liberating for a lot of women, um and everything like that. But obviously, like, there's a lot of shit in that world that I just don't fucking like to deal with anymore. um but either way, I know it's hard for people to even take sex workers seriously sometimes, and that's annoying. First of all, that's really fucking annoying to me. And so it is one of my fucking missions to um to just like be a person that is a very fucking open, like, whatever person. And I've lived it, I've lived through it, whatever, and I'm still fucking intelligent. I fucking have a mind, I have thoughts, I am, I fucking respect myself, and shit like that. Like, it's not a new concept, but I really do think that we forget that those women are humans with minds, and that they're not just fucking thoughts and whatever. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, sure, fucking, you know, a lot of women find a lot of power in that, and that's cool. But anyways, so I'm fucking rambling, but this stuff is super important to me because, I'm a very, like, I've gone through waves of different things in my life, and yeah, like, I don't know. um I won't say that I'll like never do any of that like camming shit or whatever, but for right now I'm focusing on other things, and yeah, I mean, it just, I don't know, it just mind blows me that, I don't know, that people just fucking can't even comprehend that a woman can be very like sexually open and whatever and still be respectable and still be fucking like smart and all of these things, like an artist and a businesswoman and a fucking badass and a sweetheart and all of that in one. Like, I don't know. Um, but yeah, that's me. And I say fuck anyone that wants to try to like basically belittle me or just reduce me down to whatever fucking things I've done in my past, you know? Or even things that I do now. Like fuck. Um I just think that it's just fucked how we expect people who are enlightened and who are evolved and are fucking, you know, these spiritual healers and our light workers to be this like perfect vision of like a fucking nun or something. And it's so annoying because even if you're not Catholic or whatever, we still have these like, we force these things onto people that are supposed to, and like well, you're supposed to be love and light. Why are you so angry? Like type shit. And I know you don't know where that just came from, but literally I hear this shit all the time. And it's like, bitch, sit the fuck down. Some of us have reasons to be angry, but some of us are actually doing something about it. And so therefore, you don't have like shut the fuck up, you know? It's like if you're just angry and you're fucking just kicking a wall and you're not doing anything about it, then it's like, all right, shut the fuck up and be angry over there. It's not that hard. Like we all fucking have our moments where we're just fucking angry and we don't know what to do with it, but we don't have to take it out on other people. And we don't have to basically force other people to be this version of like, so it's like, you know, we evolve and shit and as like, you know, people awaken and all of that shit. Like we, I don't know why, but it's just like we forget that we're still fucking human and like we continuously have to evolve, and that's like the whole fucking point of life. And like I mean for me anyways, but yeah, like I'm not perfect fucking at all. And I hate if any spiritual worker or light worker or healer tries to act like they're all fucking like they fucking shit rainbows and they're just fucking so well put together all the time. Like I came on here, this is how I fucking woke up. Like I don't give a fuck. I had some words to say, I had some feelings to feel, some tears to cry, and hoping to connect with, you know, with people that, you know, maybe feel the same way. And even if they don't, like whatever, fuck it. Like I had, you know, hoped at least that it would, I don't know, whatever, like for whatever reason I felt like spirit guided me to get on here. It's so weird to say that, but I haven't been on here in so long and had a stream like this other than, I mean, I've done some tarot readings, but still, um, there's a lot shifting. You know, spring is coming in and everything like that. So let's just focus on the like the things that we want to manifest and deal with, you know, the bullshit the best we can, and let's just fucking move forward. Like that's the mindset I'm in, and I hope that anybody that's struggling and whatever, you know, feeling a little sad or fucking really sad, really big sad, that you can get outside and just fucking thank the sun and, you know, the moon and just fucking, you like got to lay your head down tonight. Um, because not everybody did. And Much love, everyone. Thanks for hearing me fucking talk. If you know, want to ever fucking, I want to do some fucking, um, like, group, like Google Hangout streams. I think it would be really cool. Any other creators that want to come on and ever like talk as well and share their opinions, because I love to talk, right? But I also love to talk to other people. And I know it's hard to type, but pretty soon I'm going to try to have like just a panel basically where we can all sort of share our thoughts about life and death and, you know, shit like that. Because basically throughout this, I just went through my own philosophy of life and death. And I think it's important for everybody to sit down with themselves and really fucking think about their own philosophies that they have about life and death. And if it's not aligning with you and if it's been fucking keeping you down, then change it. Um and that's where I'm at. Like that's where I'm at right now. And you know, I'm doing it with you guys, so let me know how, you know, let me know how it goes, because I think a lot of us, I like, honestly, there's a lot of people on here like I definitely care about. And I love to see them come on here and talk to me, and I like to see where people, you know, have gone, because like I've been on here for a few years. And it's always nice to hear what you guys are going through, because, well, fuck, you know, like we're all going through it together. So oh yeah, I mean, I'm feeling a lot better. I mean, like I definitely woke up a little sad and shit, and in many ways, but I'm definitely, you know, like ready to fucking kick today's ass and, you know, get the day going. So I hope you guys have a great day. Um, you all take care, and remember to be a light.